Me say day, oh, daylight come and me want go home. Happy Grelf morning to you all. It's another wonderful, fagunderful Grelf morning. I'm your host, as always, Gerbert the Grelf. And, it's certainly a morning. I don't think anyone would disagree with that. I would hope they wouldn't. That's what you might call a verifiable fact. Yes. Now, we've got to start our growth morning the way we always do. The way we always end it as well. With the simultaneous slurp. Now, if you're new to Grelf Morning, I don't think my I don't think my two current guests are new to Grelf Morning, but whether you're listening now or listening later, we do the simultaneous slurp. What that means is we all sip and slurp together as a family. Now, we count down. It's a 3, 2, 1, go countdown. Some people have suggested that we do a 3, 2, 1. But a lot of people then wait for the go, even if you previously specify. So we're going to count down 3, 2, 1, go, and then together, as one unit, as one clan, we are going to slurp. Are you ready? Do you have your beverage? Caffeinated or otherwise. I've got some lovely acorn coffee that I'm going to slurp down. I don't know about you, but let's get to it. Enough stalling, I say. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh yeah, that's a good gobby. That's a good gobby. Margaret, my squirbo, made that for me. She does everything for me. It's wonderful. Now, I'd like to start this Grelf morning with something a little less slurpalicious. The Paul update. Yesterday, if you tuned in, you found out that my pigeon Paul, who's been roosting on my roof before yesterday, the previous 3 days, he's gone missing. He's gone missing. Paul the pigeon has indeed gone missing. I thought maybe he'd come back today, but Paul the pigeon is still missing. And I'm pretty broken up about it. I had gotten used to the tippity-tap of his little feet on my roof. You know, I can't sleep now that Paul the pigeon's gone. So now he looks exactly like just a regular pigeon. So I understand that might be difficult, but I'd like you to look for him. I'd appreciate it if all of yous out there could look for Paul. And if you see a pigeon, he's gonna look the same as any other pigeon. You imagine a pigeon in your head, that's what Paul the pigeon looks like. But if you see a pigeon, I'd like you to scream out at the top of your lungs, "Go home, Paul!" And I think that would help. I think that would help Paul find his way home. I don't think he's a homing pigeon, which is the issue here. I think he's just a regular pigeon. But Paul's still missing, Paul the pigeon. That's the current Paul update. I'd encourage you all to pray for Paul. Please. I'm a little broken up about my pigeon being missing. Now, previous Grelf morning, I was saying, wow, look at the pampa. That's great. And then we got an even bigger pampa right after the Grelf morning, and that was even greater. I mean, H-bar currently is at a healthy 37 cents. Who knew? Who knew H-bar knew how to plumpa? Let's do another check-in on the top coin market cap rankings. I remember last time I checked in, we were under ton coin, which is disgusting. I mean, that's just rough. I mean, who the heck wants to be under ton coin? Not me. That's for sure. So let's look at the coin market cap top rankings, and we'll see where H-bars is. This one. There we go. Number one, you might be able to guess this. You know, if you're really in the know on crypto, you might be able to guess what number one is. No, it's not Grelf. That's later. That happens later. No, the number one is Bitcoin. Yeah, bet you're not sick of hearing about that dude. Yep, it's a Bitcoin with a big old B. Now, did Satoshi Nakamoto make the logo for Bitcoin? Did he make that logo? I don't know anything about crypto, but if he made that logo, good job, Satoshi. You're a genius in other ways. If he didn't make the logo, who the heck made that logo? It's pretty good. Because it's like money, but a B. Maybe it's not as good. I think I just convinced myself the other way. Anyway, number two is XRP. Just kidding. It's Ethereum. As always, the big old stinky number two. Number three is XRP. Avast, mateys. We're going to be another cryptocurrency with a black and white logo. You know, I mean, I know we're on Hedera, but I gotta say, the black and white logo's pretty boring. Pretty boring. XRP's got it. Stellar's got it. We've got it. You know, it's just XRP is a few white lines on a black circle, and that's Hedera's a few white lines on a black circle, and Stellar or XLM is a few white lines on a black circle. I mean, we can do better. Maybe an egg. Maybe an egg. You guys ever think about that? Change the Hedera logo to an egg. Change the Hedera logo to a frog? No. People already do that. Maybe a pigeon? No. Pray for Paul. Hashtag pray for Paul. My pigeon is still missing. Unfortunately. I don't know. We could improve it. Maybe like a big old bumblebee. You ever think of that? Big old bumblebee? All right, sorry. Let me get back to it. Let me get back to what I'm supposed to be doing. Excuse me. Number four is Tether or USDT. These are the top rankings for crypto coins on CoinMarketCap. By the way, let me reintroduce that. It's Tether. Who cares? I don't care about it. Exists. Who cares? Number five, Solana, our school rival, the rival school, because they do all the things we don't do, I guess. Number six, BNB. Number seven, Dogecoin. Now, let me go on a little aside here. This is something I've been meaning to. Now that I have a monologue platform, this is something meant to ramble about and rant about for a while. Everybody says Dogecoin, right? Why is it pronounced that way? Why is it pronounced that way? Well, because if you sound out D-O-G-E as a word, that's how it sounds, dummy. Yeah, okay. Except there's not a joke there. The original, I don't know if you guys are privy to the original quote-unquote Doge memes right? But they're text, right? It's not someone reading out that thing. It's spelled DOGE. Now, if somebody was trying to write the name of, because the whole thing is, they write words wrong, right? If someone was trying to write the name of a dog or a doggy, for example, in a silly way, how would they do that? How would they do that? Oh, I don't know. Maybe dog E. You see, dog E sounds the same as doggy. DOGE. There's a joke there, right? The whole point of the meme is to be a silly boy. Doggy is a thing. It's a doggy. What is a doge? What's a doge? Nothing. Now, Elon Husk went up there and he's like, "Oh, this is how you pronounce a doge," because I felt that way. No, it should be pronounced doggy, because it's dog-e. That's how it should be pronounced. But we live in a disgusting world. We live in filth. We live in filth. And we have to sit by while people mispronounce a random meme coin based on a Shaliba Imanu. I'm disgusted. All right, number 8 is USDC. Whoopee. Hooray! Awesome. Number 9's Cardano. Another rival school of ours. Number 10 is Tron. All right. Number 11's Avalanche. Man, we went down a lot. What happened? I just noticed. Number 12's Chainlink. 13's Sui. 14 Stellar. 15 is Shiba Inu. 16 is Hedera. We're number 16 now? What the heck happened? We're below Shiba Inu? I'm disgusted. This ain't right. Should we riot? I don't know what to say, guys. What happened to these other guys? Why is XRP worth so much? Can anybody answer that? Can anybody answer me that? Why is XRP worth so much? They just got white lines on a black circle just like me. I mean, sorry, just like Hedera. My logo is just my big old dumb head. Why is XRP worth that much? I don't get it. Maybe somebody can explain to me. If there's any XRP lovers, if you've got a poster of XRP in your bedroom, shoot me a DM. Because I want to know what your life is like. If you got a poster of XRP in your bedroom, I want to see what that bedroom looks like. You better send me a photo. And also maybe explain to me why XRP is good. I don't know. It's a beautiful day on Hedera. Spirits are good. You always have the random people who are new, who just showed up and they bought H-bar at like 39 cents when it hit it for 1 second. And then it went down to 37. And they're like, it's over. Hedera's done. You always have those guys, I love them. They're really funny. For all of us old geezers who've been holding this weird thing for years, I love those dudes. They are so funny. It's over. We'll never hit 30 cents again. I'm like, bro, I mean, if we're above 20 cents, I'm dancing. I'm in the street. I don't have clothes on. I'm covered in grease, and I am dancing a jig if we're above 20 cents. We'll never hit 30 cents again. Okay. How long you been here? I've been here 2 weeks. I've been holding H-bar for 2 weeks. And how difficult that must be for you. Holding a cryptocurrency sneeze for 2 weeks. My goodness. That's tough. That's tough. So my heart does go out to them. It's not easy holding a cryptocurrency sneeze for a couple of weeks. They're just now discovering that now, and maybe you are too. Believe it or not, this little trade secret I picked up from my experience. The cryptocurrencies market is now don't share this with anyone. This is between you and me, okay? It's volatile. That's right. Believe it or not. Look, I'm not pulling your leg here. The cryptocurrencies market is volatile. Yeah. Yeah. I've learned that. I've learned that. You know, been around a while. I've learned that. So maybe our new friends could temper their expectations a little bit. Maybe just a little bit. We were at the 4 to 8 cents range for a whole year. So, you know, I'm not exactly super bothered if we're bouncing around from 30 cents to 40 cents. Oh, no. Yeah, I'm not worried about that. But surprised we dropped so much in the rankings. Doesn't really matter. Other news, I forget to talk about Grelf, the crypto coin on these things. It's good. I like it. Believe it or not. Let's see. Grelf retook his rightful place as the number one crypto coin, meme coin, not crypto coin, just meme coin. I ain't that big, folks. Number one meme coin on Hadara. Hooray! Now you might be asking yourself, well, you know, I'm a meme creator. What tips can you give me? How do I become the number one meme coin on Hadara? Well, listen good and listen close. I'll tell you. Here's what I did. Nothing. That's it. I didn't do anything. I was number 2 for a while, and then I did nothing. And now I'm number 1 again, baby. Deserved, I'd say. You know, I think I'd do nothing with the best of them. I think, you know, not to brag, but I think the quality of nothing that I do is some of the highest quality nothing that you're going to find. And obviously that was true. I mean, look at the results, baby. Number 1 again. Did nothing. It's, you know, it's something I've learned works really well. Because if you kind of plan your project as a long-term project and, you know, somebody passes you for like a few weeks, you just wait. And then they stop doing that. It's happened a few times. You know, some people think Grelf's always been number 1 for years and years. No, people pass me. It doesn't happen super regularly, but people pass me. And then I really focus, you know, I really concentrate, you know, I get out my workbooks, you know, I start writing things down. I eat a banana, you know, chomp on some acorns, you know, really get to thinking. And I you know, postularize and conceptualize. And I found that the best stratagem to employ is to do nothing. Yeah, believe it or not, works really well. I do nothing, and then things return to normal. It's really something. I did notice the day that I passed. I mean, you know, it's not a secret. Our good friend Roy. No hate against the Dino peeps. I'm a nice dude. When I did pass our good friend Roy, I did get quite a few random angry comments from accounts I've never seen before. But let me say, because conspiracies thrive like, I don't know, they grow like grass in crypto. I'm not accusing anyone of anything. Okay, I'm not accusing someone of buying mean accounts. I think they're just weird mean guys. You know, I'm just saying it was funny that I got like these just random, mean comments from the tweet that's pinned to the top saying, "Hey, you know, we did it, yay." One guy's like, "So what?" which I think's pretty funny. I should, it's not a bad line. It's not a bad line. So what? Honestly, props to him. So what? I should start commenting that on everything. I should start commenting that on literally anything anyone ever posts on Twitter. I should start saying, so what? Hats off to you, dude. I mean, you put me in the perspective of having to explain what the heck is going on with Grelf, and I don't know. You got me. He said some other stuff past so what that wasn't as interesting, but I really liked so what? I think another guy said I needed a makeover. No, not a makeover. That would have been funny. I think he said you need a rework. You can't. This can't be the number one meme coin representing something as big as Hedera. All right. What do you? It can't. It can't be. Now this is actually a sentiment I hear a lot. Grelf can't be the number one meme coin on Hedera. Like what? Because you won't allow it? What do you mean? I can't be. I am. No, it's just not possible. Like, bro, number one, it ain't that serious, right? It's just a silly little meme coin about little old me. Don't worry about it. It shouldn't affect your life. It should not personally affect you. What the top meme coin on a specific network you like is. I don't approve of this. It's okay, dude. I don't understand it. He's ugly. This might be a surprise to you guys out there, but I know that I'm ugly. I'm aware. I think everybody who owns Grelf is aware of that. Maybe that's a surprise. It seems like it. He can't be the top meme coin. He's ugly and weird looking. Yeah. Yes. It's one of those things, once again, hats off to you. I don't know how to respond to that. Because, that's kind of the whole thing, right? That's kind of the entire thing, right? So, I don't, that's the whole thing. I don't really know what you're complaining about. I guess they would have preferred some kind of aminal. That's what I think. They probably would have preferred some kind of animal. It should be the Hedera hamster should be the number. Or I don't know why meme coin's got to be an aminal. Honestly, I love aminals. Aminals are some of my favorite things. I love them. They're funny. They're interesting. There's a bajillion of them. There's lots to learn. I love aminals. But an animal as a concept to me isn't that funny. Right? Just an animal existing is not that funny. Like an animal doing something funny, okay, yeah. But the amount of meme coins that are just animals, I mean, do we need more? Do we need more? I think most of the animals are covered at this point. We've got a few new people joining us. And so I'd like to extend the courtesy of joining me in a simultaneous slurp. If you're new, you might be asking, what the heck is that? Well, it's for everybody, whether you're listening now or listening to the recording later, to grab your favorite beverage and join me. We're all going to do it at the same time, you see, as a clan, as a family, in a simultaneous slurp. We're going to be slurping together. The hope is, besides, sharing a moment, the hope is that we call the Chinese whales to slurp H-bar. That's what we're hoping for. We're hoping the Chinese whales come and slurp with their monies. It's kind of a ritual type thing. Not a spooky ritual. I had another guy who was absolutely freaking out yesterday about the fact that Grelf has a 6,666,666 supply. That it was evil and satanic, and He wanted to block. He didn't block me, and he wanted to block me, but he didn't do it. And he was posting on all my posts. I had to eventually block him because he was posting on every single post I had, and then he went to another Twitter account, was doing the same thing there. If you're listening, guy, because apparently you don't want to block me, it ain't that serious. It's just a number, right? It's just the number 6, you know. I don't ascribe to any specific religious denomination. I'm just a Grelf. It's just a bunch of 6s. I don't know if you realize this, but the supply isn't like 666, right? It's 6, 666, 666. I don't think like the number 6 in and of itself is evil, right? Now, if it was 666 and then a bunch of zeros, sure, okay. It's just a repeating 6, right? Relax. Also, you shouldn't let the weird antics or the specific supply numbers of a random small meme coin on a small network personally affect you, buddy. You're getting us worried about you. So honestly, I blocked him as a service. Like, I don't, if you don't want me in your life, baby, and you don't want to block me, I'm going to have to do it for you. Daddy's going to have to step in. I don't want you getting into trouble. I think I may have got on a aside there. Let's go back to the simultaneous slurp. So how we do it is, I do 3, 2, 1, go. Everybody's got their beverage. We slurp together as a family. Let's get into it. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. That's some delicious, effervescent acorn coffee. That's a tasty one. That's a tasty one. Was it as good for you as it was for me? I always ask that. And I think you guys know why. Anyway. Oh, baby, that's good. It's good to hear. Good to get the feedback. Good to get the feedback. Always about feedback, self-improvement. I want to make sure my slurps are able to be enjoyed by as many people as possible. If you understand where I'm going there, it's a bit of a metaphor. Bit of an analogy. I don't know what metaphor and analogy are, but somebody said those smart words to me. I thought I'd repeat them for you. How'd you like it? This is falling apart, folks. This is turning into just ranting. But I guess that's fine. Growth Morning can pretty much be whatever I want. That's freedom. That's freedom, baby. Since more people have joined, I'd like to give another update. Yesterday, my pigeon named Paul went missing. And, he was on my roof for about 3 days. And I'd gotten used to him. I mean, I'm not a hard man. I'm a gentle man. Or a Grelf. It's not hard for me to admit, I got used to his little tippity tap of his little tiny little feet on my roof. It helped me sleep at night. And so yesterday he went missing, and I thought that today he'd come back, but the Paul update, he has not returned. He has not returned. So please pray for Paul. Pray for Paul. Sorry, I didn't mean to get emotional there. And if you see a pigeon, please, at the top of your lungs, scream out, "Go home, Paul." And hopefully Paul will come back to me. He's not a homing pigeon. You understand? He's not a homing pigeon. He can't just find his way home like the other pigeons. I'm sorry. Sorry, I promised myself I wouldn't get emotional. But I miss my pigeon, Paul. Hashtag pray for Paul. If everyone could comment in the comments of this Twitter space, hashtag pray for Paul, I'd appreciate it. I'd appreciate it. Now going on, the future of Adara, anybody, I don't know if there's anybody besides me who's more qualified to comment on where the future of a $1 billion organization, technology focused, bleeding edge tech organization is headed than yours truly, Gerbert the Grelf. Gerbert the Grelf. People always come to me for my advice. People always come to me, to learn. I don't know why. I don't really know why people take me so seriously. And you might think there's no way someone could take you seriously. Yeah, and yet they do. You might almost say that I spend an inordinate amount of my time trying to convince people not to take me seriously whatsoever. You might even say I spend hours of my day trying to convince people, no, actually, in fact, I'm a silly boy. No, I'm not serious. I'm very silly. And yet people refuse to take that information in, and they prefer to take me quite seriously. I was on an interview once, as the Grelf himself, myself, and I heard the phrase, "All right, let's be serious for a moment, Grelf," and something in me broke. Something in me cracked. Why would you say that to me? Let's be serious for a moment, Grelf. Why? Like, it took me, I disassociated. It took me out of the interview, I'll tell you that much. Just like, what? Do you know who you're talking to? I mean, I see my face in the mirror, right? I know what I look like. I know what kind of weirdo I am. I'm comfortable with that, and you should be too. I know a lot of you guys are big weirdos. You should be comfortable with being a big, disgusting freak, okay? This is my message of positivity to everybody out there. You should be okay with being a big old disgusting freak, okay? If it works for me, it can work for you too, baby. Anyway, he said, let's take this seriously for a moment, Grelf. And I didn't know how to respond to that. Don't know why. It's not just that guy, right? A lot of people are like, okay, but let's take this seriously. Literal, the entire concept, I'm trying not to say the word literally as much. The entire concept of me and of the Grelf crypto coin is a joke. It started as a joke. Unlike a lot of meme coins, I thought it'd be funny. Why'd you pick the repeating sixes? I thought it'd be funny. Why did you push a mascot that was extremely unlikable and not attractive in any way? I thought it'd be funny. All I do every day, day in, day out, is just try to make jokes. But people are just like, okay, but let's cut through the jokes. That's all of it. You can't cut through the jokes. That's all of it. Stop it. Let's take this seriously for a moment, Grelf. No, let's not. How about we don't? Let's not take this seriously. Do you go to Hashpack and say, stop being a wallet? Stop being a wallet for a second here. No, because that doesn't make any sense. My entire project is barely even a project. It's just jokes. It's just being a silly boy because I find it fun. You don't go to Stater and say, hey, Stater, stop with the liquid staking. Can we stop with the liquid staking for 1 second? No, because that's their project. My project is telling a bunch of stupid jokes and being dumb. Let me be dumb, baby. Let me be dumb. Well, on Hedera, we expect a higher class of meme coin. What, like a meme coin that isn't a meme coin? Is that what you want? You want a meme coin that's actually a utility coin, but just looks silly? I got some information for you. That's not a meme coin, then. That's just an unholy homunculus of a bunch of bad ideas. If you're a meme coin, be a meme coin. Someone asked me the other day, what's more important for a meme coin, memes or liquidity? What do you think? What do you think is more important for a meme coin? Let's think. Let's put our pondering caps on for this one. Oh, I don't know. Perhaps the memes. All the other stuff doesn't really matter. Yeah, there's nice benefits. Yes, Grelf has a lot of liquidity. Yes, it's a top 10 liquidity token on Hedera. You know, it's got some favorable tokenomics. Some people say the supply is too big, but really, I mean, too small. Some people say it's too small, but it's all the same. It's what matters is how much money is put into an asset versus how much is taken out. Like the actual number, because we're dealing with abstractions, right, of traditional value, the actual number is not as important as, okay, what's the ratio between how much supply is in the liquidity pool versus the market cap, how much money's going into it, right? So while I understand people are like, that's not typical for meme coins. Yeah, because I wasn't looking at meme coins when I made Grelf. I wasn't trying to game the system. I wasn't copying everybody trying to make the perfect, most efficient meme coin. I was trying to make a joke. That's it. That's my concept here. That's my concept. Maybe you picked it up by the Grelf mornings. I don't do this for monies. I do it because I like being silly and making jokes. So the most important thing to do is make memes, dude. You can say your tokenomics are attractive, but you're a meme project. Do I really care that much about attractive tokenomics? That comes later, right? That's for the people who get really invested in the project. Then they start looking at like the details. The people are gonna, like, at the beginning of your project are gonna buy in or just gonna see a funny meme. Be like, hey, it's pretty funny. Or honestly, with Grelf, a lot of the like longest people started it by being like, I hate that. Ew. People forget. I mean, when Grelf rolled out on the scene, everybody hated it. Everybody hated it. Which once again was not an accident. I thought that was really funny that everybody hated it. And they're like, stop with all the Grelf stuff. I don't like it. Because if someone gives you a real visceral reaction to something, you've affected them in some way. And, you know, it's easier to turn a negative strong emotion into a positive strong emotion than to create, you know, a strong emotion out of nothing, right? I feel like I'm getting off topic, but these are supposed to be rants. Thanks to everybody for joining me, by the way. I appreciate it. You know, I love doing the Grelf mornings. Sometimes, you know, the job of, you know, running the Enchanted Forest gets in the way, but, you know, I like to make time for it. Now, let's maybe say something about Hedera. Let's not just talk about me and people who don't understand what I'm about. You know, don't want it to be so vain, right? I got some questions. So Charles is going to be, he's the president of the Hedera Foundation now. Let me get a little slurping real quick. You didn't have to join me for that one. That one was just for me. In fact, don't join me on that one. If you're listening later, don't do it. Undo it. If you slurped at the same time I did, spit that back out. Spit that water back out into the cup. That was for me alone, buddy. I hope that Charles, being the head of the Hedera Foundation, leads to more changes than might be immediately apparent. Okay, let's talk about this. Let's have a discussion on this. One-sided discussion. What do we think? What do we assume is going to happen, right, with this change in leadership? Now, Charles has expressed, and then we, you know, when the time comes, we can look at our little list and compare is what I'm trying to do here. What are our expectations? Now, I pay attention to what people say because I am terminally online, unfortunately. I am addicted to the internet and addicted to the Hedera community. I'm sorry, you're just too sweet. I'm sorry, I just love you too much. A lot of people assume, okay, it's going to be a bigger DeFi focus. It's a very general sentiment that is thrown out. Okay, they're going to really go into DeFi. Here's my question about that. Because I'm a contrarian at my core. It's gotten me into trouble. Like, I'll agree with everybody on something for a while, and then not because I'm smart, not because I have a good reason, not because it makes sense, but I get bored with having an opinion. I get bored with having the same opinion for too long, and I'll flip around. A good example would be gung-ho, retail pays the bills, and then I got bored. And I was like, well, is this pump coming from retail? I don't think so. And I looked into it, and it did not look like it. It looked like a bunch of institutional insiders are flowing massive amounts of capital into HBAR, and retail was fairly irrelevant based on what I looked at. So I like to flip around. It's not because of anything. I just do it. So here's my question. I'm a tangent boy. Charles, we assume, it's a bigger focus on DeFi. What does that look like? So we're getting 2 new bridges already pre-Charles. We have 2 lending protocols pre-Charles. We've got several dexes pre-Charles. What's Charles gonna do? What extra DeFi primitives is Charles gonna bring? Because I'm sure that there will be a big narrative. Because everybody likes Charles. I like Charles. But I'm sure there will be a big narrative that, it's a rebrand. Everything's different. We're going to focus on DeFi like never before with the Hedera Foundation. But I want you all to pay attention, right? Because we've actually gotten a lot of things from kind of being annoying. Making our concerns known, giving constructive criticism. We've actually been pretty useful to Hedera, I think. What's Charles going to do? If he focuses on DeFi, what does that look like? What's he going to bring? There's not a whole lot of DeFi primitives left to implement. I mean, Chainlink's coming. Stargate or Layer Zero's coming. 3 bridge. No, sorry. Chainlink's our Oracle service. 2 bridges, Axelar and Layer Zero. We've got an Oracle in Supra. We had that other Oracle, but I guess they left or something. And then we have Chainlink on the way. What else? What else is left? I don't know. There's not a lot of big things left for him to make deals, right? I guess it's never been clear to me what specific expectations we've had. It's always been easy to call out, we need this primitive. I did it because it was easy. I like doing easy stuff. I'm lazy. I was always like, we need oracles. It's ridiculous. We don't have them. Then we got them and I shut up. Then I was like, we need extra bridges. It's ridiculous. We're only on 1 bridge. And we're getting them. I shut up. I also was like, Chainlink would be cool too. And my friend Sal, the salamander, told me Chainlink was coming, so I shut up. A lot of the easy suggestions, I think the last one that's left, right, is we need to get Hedera native USDC on Coinbase. That's kind of the last big one, right? That's kind of the last big one. And this is a little thought experiment, something I've been thinking about. Okay, it's February, right? Next month. Coinbase announces native USDC, Hedera native USDC on Coinbase. The crowd goes wild. Wah, wah. That's how crowds sound, I guess. Everybody's stoked. Now what? Now what? What if everybody assumes, well, if we have a nice bridge, we have a nice lending protocol, we have Hedera native USDC on Coinbase, we've got all our primitives, we got a nice oracle, DeFi should just thrive on Hedera. But bear with me, as a thought experiment, what if it doesn't? What if having all those pieces does not create a wellspring of demand out of nowhere? What if that happens? Because maybe I'm a pessimist, but maybe I have unrealistic expectations, but we're pretty high in the rankings, right? We're pretty high in the rankings. We could be higher, could be doing better, but compared to other crypto networks, we're pretty high in the rankings. We're doing all right. Our DeFi ecosystem, in regards to the amount of money coming in, the amount of new accounts created, the amount of transactions, is a joke. I'm sorry, it's a joke. I can't be too excited about being the number one meme coin when let's see, what's my current market cap? I can't be that excited about being the number one meme coin on Hedera when my total market cap is 4.4 million, right? To be number one and that be it, when ASPAR's doing so well, we're getting more attention than ever before, it's kind of bad. It's abysmal, right? It's bad. That's not a good thing. It's not a good look. I'm proud of the work I've done. I'm proud of the amount of things I do. But the top meme coin being 4.4 million market cap, when we're like, number 16 network, is silly. It's ridiculous. We've got all these building blocks in DeFi. This is kind of where I'm getting at. I'm glad I finally got to a rant that's about Hedera. We can get all the things that we begged for. Santa can come. Santa can show up with a big old sack of goodies. He can lay them out, right? We're stoked. We open our presents. It's every single thing that was on our list. But suddenly, something happens. We don't want to play with any of our toys. We don't want to play with any of our toys. We go back to the iPad. We just go right back to the iPad. We got our choo-choo. We got our teddy bear. But we just go back to the iPad, baby. That's what I'm afraid is going to happen, because people say DeFi, DeFi, DeFi. And I used to say that too, right? Believe it or not, my convictions are malleable, right? If I think the entire Hedera ecosystem needs to chill out, even if I am bearish in my deep heart, which was the case when things were bad, I am going to appear bullish, because there's nothing to be gained from another crybaby. Everybody's already crying, right? So the message was sent, right? Adding another crybaby to the list doesn't help anything. And, I don't operate my project from the perspective of being an arbiter of truth. I operate it on how can I help the ecosystem? How can I shape people's expectations so that they don't freak out, so they're happier, so there's a little more longevity. I like the community to be happy. So what I'm worried about is Charles, head of the Hedera Foundation, gets us everything we wanted. We already have most of the things, but gets our last thing, which is Hedera native USDC on Coinbase. Money can flow in and out of Hedera way easier. Because the current thought is, okay, our metrics are pretty garbage. People are not wanting to touch HTS tokens at all on Hedera, at all. Like you can say, oh, look at these metrics. Yeah. On Hedera, compared to nothing, 1% looks like 100%. They're bad. Okay? They're bad. You look at other networks, especially similar market cap to us, they're bad. It's silly. What I'm worried about is that, Santa brings us everything Hedera asked for. We get all the easy stuff. Get all the easy stuff we wanted. Got our bridges. Got our oracles. Got our Hedera native USDC on Coinbase. And what I'm afraid of is we get all those things and then nothing happens. Everything's the same. Now, I'm not one to make a bunch of criticism without providing some constructive feedback. Everybody be like, get us these things. Focus on DeFi. That's fine. You can get projects to come in. You can make partnerships and you can make press releases that a bridge has shown up. There is no, from the head people, there is no evidence of excitement or really acknowledgement of Hedera's DeFi ecosystem. They will make a tweet explaining what Bonzo is. We have Bonzo on Hedera, they will say. That's all. That's all. It's nice. Thanks for explaining what the thing is. Thanks for explaining some DeFi aspects that your network has. Awesome. That's not excitement. They're not actually focusing on growing DeFi on Hedera. I'm sorry to say. And maybe it's because they don't understand the difference between bringing a project over or making a partnership and creating excitement. Maybe it's not malicious, right? Maybe it's ignorance. But I think we're going to have to look in the mirror soon. I think they are going to get Hedera native USDC on Coinbase. I think the argument is easy. We're very close to Avalanche, which has that, right? I think we're going to get that. But I think after that, we're going to have to take a long, hard look at ourselves in the mirror and be like, okay, things improved by 10%, which, in and of itself would be huge. But I don't think it will really change everything. Hedera DeFi is very small. You look at what's happening. It's mostly just people swapping HBAR to USDC and back. HTS tokens are doing horribly. The native tokens on the network are doing terrible. Like I said, me being the top meme coin right now don't mean much when my market cap is 4.4 million. That's nothing. That's nothing. There was a garbage, awful coin that launched on Ethereum after Steamboat Willie was in public domain. The guy running it sounded like he had both a cold and an addiction to cold medicine. I hopped in on this Twitter space. One of the least funny or interesting individuals I've ever come into contact with. The entire project concept was, that thing's in public domain. I made a coin called Mickey. That's it. That was his concept. And he wasn't even the first one. Can you guess what his market cap was? Can you guess? It was over 20 million. Right? Here's the problem I run into. Here's the problem that the Hedera community has been struggling with, is it's not about quality, right? We've got fantastic projects. We've got fantastic people. but it's not about quality. The arguments are not being made to the general HBAR holders. We're still in a little bubble. The people who are willing to swap for a random HTS token or look into it at all is a tiny, tiny, tiny market. We're in a bubble, a tiny little bubble. We like our bubble. We're starting to agree with each other in our bubble, but it don't really matter, right? There's a huge amount of HBAR holders who are just on Coinbase. They don't know anything about DeFi. They don't want to participate in it because the messaging coming from Hedera, coming from the Hedera Foundation, is just, we have a thing. There's no excitement. It's just a declarative statements. They're not doing anything to actually create excitement, right, around things. I mean, not to toot my own horn, but you look at the amount of effort I put into the content for a dumb meme coin about an ugly bald weirdo, and you compare that to 100 million and upwards market cap meme coins on other networks, like it's night and day, dude. It's night and day. You look at, Earthlings, right? Look at the amount of effort they're putting in compared to other just scam game projects on other places. You look at the features that Hashpack has, and I've used wallets on other chains. All these projects should be worth way more, but it's not about quality. That's the thing. It's not about quality. It's not about qualitative information. We need more people. We don't just need more people holding HBAR. That's nice for a little bit. But if people aren't using their HBAR, if it's not flowing through the ecosystem, then the HBAR is a meme coin, right? What's the point of the utility? What's the point of the network if the majority of people are just holding it on Coinbase, not doing anything with it, not using the network? It's a meme coin. It's just a thing that you can say words and convince people to buy that holds value. I don't know about you, but I don't want HBAR to be a meme coin. I want Grelf to be a meme coin. I like being a little silly boy. I don't want utility, but I do want HBAR to have utility. I do want people to have a reason to use the network. So everybody's really happy. And of course, like I said, I'm a contrarian. HBAR's pumping. Everybody's happy. When everybody was upset, I was trying to make everyone happy. Now that everyone's happy, I'm trying to introduce a little pessimism, maybe a little critique into the situation, because that's just the way my brain works. It's bad. It's the opposite. But I'd like people to temper their expectations. I'd like people to continue to hold the people in charge accountable. And I'd like you to think, as a thought experiment, what you'd like to see. And I want you to compare that to what we get and check in with yourself. Because we do have a lot of power. We do have a lot of control as a community. Because the other dudes, here's the thing. I said we're insignificant. We're insignificant in regards to money. Like I said, it's silly that Grelf is such a low market cap while being number one. We're not insignificant when it comes to communication because we're the ones using the network. We're the ones talking to everyone. We're the ones who has everybody's email, right? We can enact a lot of change because we're the ones putting in the effort into the network. Everybody else just holding it. I know people like to make some monies. We like HBAR to go up. I'm not saying stop the pump, right? I'm not saying cease. I'm saying this is the time when you want to pay attention because this is a really important time. When a network's not pumping and no one cares, it doesn't really matter what happens on it. It's like a tree falling in the woods. If no one's around, did it make a sound, right? No one's around to hear it. But eyes are on us. We are pumping. People are starting to recognize. But my fear, and I'd like you also to pray for Paul the pigeon who went missing. My pigeon Paul went missing yesterday, and he hasn't returned. So #pray for Paul. But my fear is, besides Paul never coming back, is that we get all the things we wanted and nothing changes. Everything's pretty much the same. And everybody starts saying things like, well, it's a growing phase. And well, think about all the things we've had compared to before. We have so many shiny new things now than before. Yes, that is a verifiable fact. But it's still the same dudes. I'm still seeing the same 10 dudes from back then. I recognize most of y'all. It's the same guys. We're getting a few drip drops of new people, but more work has to be done, and it can't just be the community because of how social media works and that they put you into a bucket. If, these people like Hedera, put them in the Hedera bucket. It's really hard to break out. We need the help of Hedera the people. We need money. We need incentives. We need to make an obvious celebration of DeFi on Hedera, or it's never going to grow. It doesn't matter how many partnerships you make. It doesn't matter how many people you bring in. It doesn't matter if you have a bridge. You have 4 oracles, 8 bridges. It doesn't matter. If you just talk about DeFi on Hedera as we have this thing, there's this thing here, it's not going to grow. There's no excitement. People won't know. You just tell people something's happening and that there's a thing there. It's like, okay, what's my perspective on that? What's my emotional engagement to get involved? None, 0. I hear the word bonzo. No idea what that means. No idea what the benefits of a lending protocol is. You kind of just had like a paragraph about it. I'm not going to read that. I'm not going to keep rambling, but I'm worried that we're going to get everything we asked for, and we're going to learn that, it didn't matter. Everything's going to be the same, because we don't just want bridges for the sake of bridges. We don't just want oracles for the sake of oracles. No, we want Hedera DeFi to grow. We want more people putting more money in HTS tokens. We want more people using the Hedera network. It shouldn't just be a store of value. It should be actual technology that is useful. That's what we are sold on, right? We are sold on HBAR, Hedera, etc., being useful technology. That's why a lot of people bought. Now, some people say, well, if the number goes up, that's what we really care about. What does it matter? Even I've said that. But there's not longevity there, right? You can't only have speculation because it'll just collapse. And it'll be even harder to bring it back up. So that's why I bring this up. Because we're pumping, because everything's good, because tensions are lessened and hopes are high, it's a good time to remind people to keep track of what's going on, take a look around, and, bother the right people to help us move forward. I'm getting off my soapbox. That's all. We're going to end with a simultaneous slurp. Something we do every time if you're new to the Grelf Mornings. I want us all to slurp from our favorite beverage as a family at the same time, whether you're listening live or listening later. I do a countdown, 3, 2, 1, go, and we slurp together. So I'd like everybody to take some time to grab their favorite beverage. Whether it's caffeinated or otherwise, I personally have some acorn coffee with me. The hope is, as a ritual, we do this, that perhaps the Chinese whales, the fabled, prophesied Chinese whales, will come to Hedera and slurp with their many monies. So there's a dual benefit to the simultaneous slurp. All right, does everybody have their beverage? Are we all good? We've got something to drink, right? Yeah? Okay, cool. Great. Now we're going to do the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, that was a feisty one. Oh, that coffee bit back. That was a feisty one. Was it as good for you as it was for me? I mean, that was a slurp. That was a slurp of slurps. Slurp champions. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the Grelf morning. I love doing these. They're fun. Can't do them every single day of the week because inevitably someone wants me to do real work at some point, which is, of course, annoying. I'd rather just ramble with you all day. But that's the Grelf morning. I thank y'all for joining me. Appreciate you tuning in. And until next time, this has been the Grelf morning. Oh, and remember to pray for Paul, my pigeon that went missing. Please pray for Paul. I miss him. I want him to come back home. Hashtag pray for Paul. Ugh.